Hey, welcome everybody to the Hollowbone with Phoenix. If you're new to this, being the Hollowbone means being a conduit or a channel for source to flow through you. And each week on the show, you can expect to hear live channelings that open your heart and lift your energy, or conversations with visionary leaders walking their own path of alignment, healing transmissions that flow directly through the Hollowbone. So, whether you tune in live or listen to the archives, every episode is an opportunity to receive guidance, expand your awareness, and align more fully with the miracles waiting for you. Today's special guest is Ebi Sheila Diete-Spiff, a speaker, transformational, and leadership strategist, author, and founder of Ebi's Powerhouse. She is passionate about helping women move from self-doubt and emotional exhaustion into self-worth, confidence, authenticity, and embodied leadership. Through her transformational work, she supports professional women in breaking free from people-pleasing, imposter syndrome, burnout, and the pressure of constantly proving themselves. Her mission is simple and yet powerful: to help women stop abandoning themselves and start living, leading, and showing up from a place of self-trust and wholeness. So welcome, Ebi.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
I am just so delighted to have you on the show. I think I met you, well, I know I met you on LinkedIn, and I read a post that you had put on there. And the minute I read it, I thought, "Oh, I think she knows how to be the hollowbone." And then when we jumped on a call together, it was like so obvious. You're just one of those natural beings that just there was something in you that wouldn't give up and knew how to tap into the most important things. And I'm really hoping that you'll share that part of the story just to begin with, and then let's talk about what else you do. So, what got you into your work?
Oh gosh, it's a very long story. Now, where do I start?
Oh, at the beginning.
Well, yes, let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. Yeah.
As we sing together.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I was 19, I got married, fell in love, got married, and thought happily ever after. Unfortunately for me, it wasn't happily ever after, and there was a lot of abuse, so mental, physical, and emotional abuse. And then I moved to a country where I didn't know anybody, I couldn't speak the language, and so it was difficult for me. But I separated after 10 years of that relationship, and then went back to the same person after 9 years.
Wow.
And so I had to really question me.
Mhm.
I think the natural thing is that we blame external forces for what happens to us.
Yes.
And somehow intuitively, I kind of thought it wasn't getting me anywhere. It's blaming because I just kept falling into the same mistakes. So be it relationships at work, be in relationships with the family, be in relationship with the opposite sex. And I kind of thought, not why me, because why not me, but why was I attracting? And somehow, because intuitively, the answers we have the answers, and sometimes we're not taught about these things when we're growing up, which I wasn't, but somehow you do know what the truth is. And it's just about paying attention. And somehow I started questioning what was, not that it's my fault that I was abused, because that's a different issue, but why was I invisible to better people? And also, why did I accept it? Why can some women walk out the first time and others stay?
Mm.
So I got, because I'm very into research. Now I'm a natural researcher. I was like always research. I don't take things at face value. And so I started going within. And I think when you really, really want to know, the answers start to come in the form of maybe books you read, websites you open, people you meet on the streets. It comes. And if you're religious, maybe scriptures, you might open the page and the answer is there. You kind of think, wow. And so you think deeper. And so it boiled down. So I had two serious illnesses. So I had an autoimmune problem, and I also had a spinal problem. So they're physical things.
Yeah.
But then I started finding out a lot of physical things that we have come a lot sometimes from trauma, from stress.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, so I'm digging down, reading different things, and finding out finally that it was all down to self worth.
Oh my goodness.
Value myself, and I didn't have self respect for myself.
Mhm.
And so I started looking at these things. What are the solutions? I'm a solutions person, so I don't focus a lot on the problem. I focus more on what can I do to change things. And as I started going down this path, I had a lot of people that I didn't even know would talk to me about their issues in terms of the abuse they were going through, or the and different things. And so that made me do more of the research, and also, like, in terms of my confidence level, in terms of the imposter syndrome, in terms of different things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And as I started working through these things in terms of my self-worth, knowing who I am, I think a lot of us are lost in who we really are.
Mhm.
We see ourselves as the limited mind, which is the prefrontal cortex, the thinking mind, and the body, and it's the external body as opposed to the flesh, as opposed to what's actually going on inside, and the real who we are. So who we've been before we are in this shell that we're in now, and where we're going to be later, because we are, and I believe that we are energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. So we have always been, and we will always be. And it's connecting to that. We have always been, and we will always be, connecting to that. And I think I lost myself there, where I thought like everybody else, it's just this, and really trying to connect to, if you're religious, you'd probably say God. If you're not, you probably say source. But connect to that thing, that spirit that connects all of us, because we are all connected. That
Yes.
connects all of us as one, because we are all one,
Yes.
even though we appear to be different.
Yeah.
And one thing I found is that if you're hurting somebody else, the person you're really hurting the most is yourself,
Mhm.
because we are one. And there's a saying that goes, if you when you point one finger, three are pointing back at you.
Yeah.
So when you might feel, sometimes you feel relieved when you're attacking somebody else,
Yeah.
but you don't feel good after a while,
No.
because you actually didn't. When you're attacking somebody else, you actually did it to yourself. And so I learned all these lessons about loving self, which is very important. Like they say on the plane, put the mask on before you put it on somebody else.
Mhm.
And as human beings, we always want to help people. We always want to help, we want to, and we forget ourselves, and we end up being exhausted, going through burnout. And I went through burnout, and I did crash. And you have to, if when you love yourself, and it's not an external love in buying things and shopping and all that stuff. It's an internal love. When you have true love for yourself, it becomes expansive. So you're able to, like everybody's shouting, "Oh, treat the planet right, do this one right, do that one right." It all begins with you. When you love yourself, you will do those things, and you will do. It won't become a tick box exercise. It won't be a thing. Well, I'm better than you because I'm doing that. It will become natural and will become part of your life to do those things, to take care of those, and to not step on insects unnecessarily, or to, allow life to just go naturally, rather than trying to kill things that were bigger than, and yeah. So that is, it's a whole kind of worm. So it's difficult I can't get carried away. I get passionate about it, because I believe so. My book is about self worth, a woman's guide to confidence, clarity, and self love.
Uh-huh.
And it's all about, once you have self love, you get your sovereignty. You know who you are. So that courage comes. So
Yes.
you feel the fear, but you still do what you have to do, because
Yes.
you know who you are, you know your roots, where you're from, what you're all about. And I just think that is so important. And I just think a lot of us are disconnected, and that's why we have the problems of the anxiety and the depression and the, all the stuff that comes with the stress,
Mhm.
which again comes manifests in terms of physical.
Yeah.
Because if we have these things going on, then our body's diseased, and then we end up getting more serious physical, because the body wants to protect you,
Yeah.
and to protect you from all those things going on, it'll give you something physical to think, to worry about, which is what I had with my problems with my spine and the autoimmune problem that I had. And until I started figuring these things out, um, I started healing and getting better. And something that, before I forget, something else I really want to mention is, as a collective, like we, the world is, well, some people think it's chaotic. It is chaotic in some ways and it's peaceful in some ways, because the both things have to exist anyway. Where there's light, there must be dark. Where there's good, there must be evil. Where there's chaos, there must be peace. So it's
Yeah.
all that. So I think as a collective, if we say we don't want war, for example, we're part of the problem. And I say this because the subconscious does not understand I don't want.
Right.
So when you're saying I don't want war, basically you're saying I want war.
Mhm.
And as a collective, we keep saying that. That creates all this chaos. This is just to simplify it. So the correct language is always be positive. I want peace.
Yes.
Collective. So as a collective, we're saying, I want peace. So I want peace. And we're going for peace. Use always trying to remember, which is one thing I'm trying to remember, to use always positive language, even on myself. Like when you say I am, follow it with something positive, never something negative. I
Right.
hear people saying, I'm so stupid. What are you telling yourself? So be careful with our language, because language is very powerful, and language has vibrations. So those vibrations are what, it doesn't understand the language, but it understands the vibrations. So if you're bringing out vibrations that are negative, you're creating negative.
Right.
So we have to be more mindful, I think.
Mhm.
And that's what I found. Sorry, I've been going on for how long?
No, no, that's good because I think you were just really succinct in everything you were saying and describing what had an impact on you so that you could change your life. And one of the things I'm curious about, you were able to trace your illnesses directly to feelings of self-worth. And understanding that mentally is one thing, but healing that, shifting, transforming your self-worth is a whole nother thing. And I realized that much of what you were saying was a shift in your mental patterning. But mental and emotional go so close together. How do you help yourself or others with the emotional part? Because sometimes
Yeah.
beliefs are so deeply ingrained, in what we feel about ourselves. So, yes, how do you
So,
do?
yeah, so emotions are, I suppose, one of the experiences that we have to experience in our lives. But the thing is that what I've found out is that we have to have control of those emotions, because otherwise they rule us. They take
Yes.
over things. When you make decisions or you get too emotional, usually it's a mistake. You're going to make a mistake. So, and I'm not saying you shouldn't feel. You can still feel and you can be neutral,
Yeah.
but it's about not being emotional about things. If we get emotional, something happens to somebody and people get really emotional and they go attack and do that, but that doesn't solve the problem. It's all about solving the problem. We should remember that things that we experience and we see happens for us and not to us. So what's the experience that we're supposed to encounter? How are we supposed to help in that situation? If we get emotional about it, it doesn't help. It doesn't solve the problem. And at the end of the day, you want to solve the problem.
Mhm.
So if somebody does something wrong, attacking them is probably not the best thing, because then they're going to, because people mirror your behavior. So if you attack them, they mirror that and attack you back. So they might have done it first, but does it really matter who's the first and who did it first? And we're not five in the playground. That's what
Right,
children do. That's what we
right.
should be doing. So what will solve the project? And it's not easy. It really is easy. But we're so lucky we have the internet and we have tools that help us to to calm down, like maybe through our breathing, because sometimes when you breathe, and if you're feeling down or depressed or anything, we have tools, and it's difficult to make the move because, like, first of all, if you go to the gym or you do something active, and if you're feeling down and you do those things, immediately your body changes and
Mhm.
you start to feel better. And I know it's difficult to initiate it, but the thing is, we can start with little baby steps and do things. We know what the thing is. For me, I hit rock bottom, and for most people, change tends to happen when you hit rock bottom. I was in so much pain and agony for like over 20 years, and I was just like, okay, I don't care anything I have to do to take away this pain.
Mhm.
That's it. Because even medication, it gets to a stage it doesn't work, and you start to have negative. After you take it for a long time, you start to have negative effects. So,
Right.
and I got to that stage, and I kind of thought, okay, I need to do something. And the things that when you, as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Right.
And
Right.
that is so true, because when you're really ready deep down, you start to get your brain just starts to work for you, and you start to meet people that tell you the how to do it. But you have to have that humility to be open, to be able to listen to people, to be able to listen to your inner soul talking to you. And a lot of times we don't like to listen because it is painful to listen. Because one of the things about growing spiritually, I'm sure you know, is facing that shadow you, that side of you you don't like, which we all have.
Yeah.
And so that could be an avoidance. So it is a difficult journey, but you find out that when you understand you, so the good and the bad of you can control the bad of you. Because if you don't know, it can take you by surprise, because you might think, oh, I'm not this angel person. And then something that's big triggers, and that comes out, and you can't think, oh, I didn't even know I was capable of doing that. So to know those things, then you can control it so that when the trigger does come, because at some stage, it probably will come, because that's life.
Yep. Yep.
And if you're not prepared, you can go into something that you probably never thought you could, or you could think something. Because I got to a stage where, and I was looking back, I was saying, no, I don't really have a shadow. I can't really do anything bad. I can't really hurt another person. Then I remember there was a time in my life where I would have done anything to kill the abuser. If I could get away with it, I
Yep.
would have done it.
Yep.
So I kind of thought, no, that's not true. I really do have a dark side. because these
Justifiable.
thoughts were yeah, because these thoughts were actually going through my mind seriously,
Yeah.
because I saw no way to escape. That's how I felt. I just kind of I can't escape this. I'm really trapped. I really felt I was in my head. I really felt I was trapped, and it is like a temporary insanity, and that's why some people end up doing awful things, because it's like a temporary insanity, and it's kind of like you're not thinking about consequences, you're not thinking about anything, you just want that out to go.
Yep.
And yeah, so I kind of thought, oh my gosh, I did think like this went through my, and it wasn't for a short period, it kept going and coming, and I was thinking, oh, what can I do if I did this, will they be able to trace it back to me? And I thought, you know what, if I did that, I would leave beings on the earth without both parents, because if I got caught, then A, B, C, and D. And so sometimes I think that's why some people are given children, because I think that if I wasn't, I'd probably either one, suicide, or two, kill.
Yeah.
Though, because of those people that did not ask to be in the stupidity of the whole situation, they didn't ask for it, that made me kind of think, no. And that was what, to be honest, that was the thing that really stopped me. I think if they didn't exist, I probably would have, because I was in such a state that I just felt I was trapped.
Yes.
So, but if I had understood that part about me, I would have probably known what to do. But at that stage in my life, I did not know about this earth and this world that we live in is that is dual.
Yeah.
And good and bad exist side by side.
Yeah.
So people who think they can make things good, they're delusional. That's never gonna, because part of our growth and our experience is that we need to have this side by side, and it's all about us understanding that and controlling how we deal with those things.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So
Absolutely. I like to think of it as we need to transcend this 3D reality, and really not have a charge on either the really good or the really bad. They're both
neutral.
here to teach us something. And once we understand that,
Exactly.
yeah, then we can transcend this and not be triggered, right?
Exactly. It's there. And I know sometimes some really awful things happen, but we are the ones putting that label and saying they're awful things. But if we should be, like you said, to be able to transcend and be neutral about it. It doesn't mean we don't try and stop things that are awful happening. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean we ignore it. That
Right.
doesn't. And if when you get to that stage, you will understand. It doesn't mean that at all. But within us, yeah, like you said, transcend that, because we don't understand why it happens.
Right.
There's no point even trying to understand, because you just cannot understand it.
Exactly. It's not
But
ever
it
going to make
does.
sense.
Yeah, it does. And one thing I find is that for you as an individual, if you um, if you change within, your experiences externally tend to change. And there's this lady I used to follow, and she used to say, because we always think that when we do something for somebody, they have to do something in return, or our parents are obliged to do this for us, or our children are obliged to do that for us. Nobody is obliged to do anything for you.
Exactly.
Nobody.
That's right.
Nobody.
I
If
know.
they do something for you and that's great and that's fantastic,
Yeah.
and they're learning from it and you're learning from it, but they have no obligation. So you shouldn't expect anything from anybody. And that's another thing, our expectations. And one of my daughters said to me, when you get upset because of your expectations, and that really, so that was one of my learning points, you
Wow.
know. And I
Yeah.
kind of thought, that's true. It's because of my expectations, what I expect from them. That's why I'm feeling things like disappointment, things like anger, things like sadness, because of my expectations. Everybody has their own journey. So I should not really be expecting anything, even though I birthed them, but they are still their own person.
It's true. It's true,
Yeah.
but it's tough as a mother, isn't it?
It is
Oh
tough. It is tough.
boy.
And it is tough. But the thing is that when you refuse to learn, you'll be forced to learn. So I got to a stage where I was forced to learn.
Yeah.
And I then I was very religious, and I really, because I can't get a bit dramatic, so I fell down to the ground like a 2-year-old in the tantrum, really crying. Why did you send me these spirits that don't understand me? And I was there, and you know what? A sound and a voice. It was really weird. I've probably had that experience twice, but in my head, I heard this kind of voice that said, perhaps there's something you need to learn from them. So, and it was so
Wow.
profound. I can still hear it, and so
Oh,
because like thunder, like, but in there, and
yes.
and I kind of thought, yeah, because people come to you. So I believe that people that you birth
Mhm.
come to you because there's something you need to teach them, there's something you need to
Mhm.
learn.
Yep.
So sometimes you find out that you're at odds. Some parents find out that they're at odds with their children, but what's the lesson in it for you that you need to learn? Because some people think, oh, I've just got bad children. No, it's not that. There's a reason why they are there. It's
Mhm.
not a coincidence that they're there with you. So
Not punishment. Yeah.
it's not punishment. What is your growth? What's
Mhm.
your growth in that, having these spirits
Mhm.
be with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it
Wow.
doesn't mean you're going to be on good terms. Everybody wants to be on good terms, and that's the ideal. But it
Right.
doesn't mean sometimes that discovery and those things take you apart. But the thing is that if you know who you are and you know your purpose, you're okay with whatever happens.
Yeah.
So if it's something closer, you're okay with it. If it means that you have to go your separate ways, you're okay with it because you know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. So is this what you do in Ebi's Powerhouse? Tell us about that.
So I have the Worthy Woman Blueprint, which is W.O.R.H.T.Y. W standing for your worth, or owning your story. And owning your story doesn't mean you're taking on other people's responsibilities. It's your thoughts, what's coming into your head, what are you choosing to focus on, your boundaries, that sort of thing. So owning your own story, your own responsibility in a particular situation. And it's not to say the person that's harming you is excused for what they've done, but that's their problem and that's their journey. It's not for you to worry about that. Your one is to worry about you and what decisions you make.
Mhm.
And then R is for resilience, so the resilience mind of the thing. T is for truth telling and transformation.
Mm.
And H is for healing, so inner healing and boundaries. And Y is for visibility and being you. We are all unique and we're all important and we all have something to offer. And sometimes the world makes us feel that we're small. We compare because maybe somebody's small. The world is set in academics.
Mm.
And not every some people are good in academics because that's their path, and some others are not. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other.
Right.
Everybody has something to offer.
Yeah.
And it's like a puzzle and you put everything together. We are all one and we're there to support each other because we are social beings and it's nice to be together and we just need to be kind and loving to each other. So I've got the Worthy Woman Blueprint, and I've got a training called Spectrum, which I've been on. I've had some training there, but I only carry it up to the level of my program as opposed to some people who carry it further into trauma and being suicidal. They work on the psychological part of it. But I do a little bit of that where I work with it with the subconscious to let go of things. So they actually say between 0 and 3 years, there's a lot that happens to
Yes.
us.
Yes.
So between 0 and 7 usually is what I work with, but between 0 and 3 crucial. I found out a lot of my trauma was even coming from when my mom was carrying me, so about 6 months
Yes.
was carrying me. So I had a lot of rejection and abandonment issues, and that was coming from there. Not no fault of my parents, but
Right.
unfortunately, as children, when parents are going through their own trauma or going through their own problems, children take it upon themselves to blame themselves.
It's
for,
true. It's true.
so they find ways which they think will sort the whole problem out, maybe by being quiet or by
Being
trying to
good.
people please being good. So they're always extra good. And
Yeah.
their siblings might hate them for being the goody two shoes because
Yes.
but it's for them it's all a protection, so that we find different ways to protect ourselves as children.
Yeah.
But as we get older, those things don't serve us anymore.
Yeah.
But they're still stuck in the subconscious, and we don't know. Like some people are perfectionists. That's another way, and so they take that into they're always procrastinating because they think they want to be perfect. They want to be perfect, but perfection is just a form of procrastination and rejection. So all that because you cannot be perfect without producing the goods. You're not going to be perfect theoretically. You can only be perfect by making the mistakes.
Yeah.
That's how you get perfection.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
get everything, oh no, I'm not going to release this until it's perfect. But you're never going to know it's perfect unless somebody criticizes you for it being perfect, for it not being right. That's how you find out to get it to be perfect.
Right.
But then we feel we don't want the criticism. So all those defense mechanisms that which we've had as children, we
Yeah.
carry that into adulthood, and then we get stuck in many things, which that can lead on to other things apart from the disconnection with source, lead on to different things like anxiety, depression, different things, hormonal imbalance. Because I see our bodies like a clock. So all the little thing being misaligned here just can upset the whole system, and then move into upsetting your cells, and then move into developing some disease. So it's like all really connected, and it's just about knowing who you are, being able to listen to your body. Yeah.
Hooey. So when someone contacts you and they say, I really like your messaging and I think you could help me, what do you do first?
So what I do is I have a what I call a discovery call, which is free for 30 minutes.
Mhm.
And then I have a conversation to try and gauge if there's a fit. They also gauge if there's a fit, if I can help them. So yeah, so and then the discovery call, yeah, it's kind of like I might give them one or two strategies that they can start to work on their own if they don't want to work with me. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I just I know we're taught and a lot of people have blanket rules for everybody, but I just think that the energetically to sometimes you can feel it if there's a fit,
Yeah.
and you speak to people and people just people will just know straight, because if you learn to listen here, you just know in your heart, okay, this is the right person to work with, this is the right person I want to work with, and so it's mutual.
Yeah.
So it's having that first minute, 30 to 45 minutes conversation,
Mhm.
and then finding out from there if it works for both parties.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you act as more of a mentor, would you say, than like working one on one with people and where it is that they want to go or
Yeah, yeah. So
Mhm.
I like the mentor because I was trying to find out the difference between being a coach and being a
Mhm.
mentor. I started off as a coach, and I like the mentor path. It's a very slight difference, but there is a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so more of the mentor guides kind of thing, just trying to listen carefully to the person and just not just the words. And that I really prefer face to face, but in our world today, Zoom does work. Listen to look at the calibration, the eyes,
Yeah.
feel the feeling and see where that person's going. So even though I've got the worthy woman blueprint, but I'm still flexible around that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be, is that like a small group maybe that goes through the Worthy Woman Blueprint?
I hold summits, but that's usually free. But I work one on one. I prefer the one on one because from my experience working in groups,
Yeah.
um, it's usually generic,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and we're all individual. The
Right.
human being is quite complex. The human being is fun, but I guess the complexity of the human being is what makes life interesting too.
Yeah.
So it is good. I like it. So my passion is like speaking to audiences,
Yeah.
about different things. And now there's a big thing about burnout in corporations,
Yes.
and being able to speak to people being grounded because I think we're just so disconnected. So people are just getting and we're doing jobs that maybe two people did the jobs in the past and now one person's in the same amount of work, so that's very stressful.
Yeah.
Are we doing what we're truly called for?
Yeah.
Because especially if I talk as from a woman, um, when you're a stay-at-home woman, you're meant to society makes you feel that you're not a good contributor to society.
Yeah.
It's like be a boss lady, which is great for some people, but I guess it's for you to understand what's good for you, and what's good for you at age 20 might be different for you when you're age 35. And and I think as women we have that, we're so lucky because we're different stages of our life, we can do different things, and I think as women too we're so gifted in so many things too that we don't necessarily have to work for the corporation.
Mhm.
But when I was growing up, I felt that I had to. I felt that was the only way out.
Sure.
Because we're so good. There's so many skills that are lost. Like in terms of if I take dressmaking for example, which is a very very beautiful art.
It's,
You know, and which a lot of women used to be really good at, right? And that's one skill that's lost in the West, and it's really sad because it's such a creation, and those creations, like when you're being artistic in your mind,
yeah.
it also helps you in terms of your connection with who you really are,
Yeah.
and then you're probably able to, if you've got children, you're able to spend more time with them because you don't have to be on a 9 to 5. So I think it's about finding out what's right for you, because we're listening too much to what we're told, that that's the right thing. You go to school, you go to university, then you come out and you get the 9 to 5. That might not be right for everybody. It might be right for some, might not be right for everybody. Is that the environment you want to be in?
Mhm.
So knowing yourself,
Mhm.
I think we can make choices like that, because you know, you will know whether that's right for you, what's right for you. That's why I really believe in the self-worth and self-love of self.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I celebrate the entrepreneurism, that is really rising up.
Mm,
It's been so exciting to see how imaginative people are, how
mm,
aware they are, and how willing they are to have the courage to do what they
mhm.
just love doing,
Yeah, which is great. Although there's still a lot of people stuck
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
because from when you're 5 years old, you're told this is what you should do. Yeah, so it's about going out there and speaking to people and thinking, yeah, just find out what you want and go ahead and do what you want. Just don't worry about getting validation, because that's another thing that we've learned to do. We want validation. We want the praise, external praise. You don't need the external
No,
praise. You don't need the validation.
no.
You know what you want. You
Yeah,
know who you are.
yeah.
Just do it.
Yes. Woo!
Yeah.
Now you have a free gift for the audience too.
Yes, I have the Worthy Woman Self-Worth Assessment and Reflection Guide. So
Ooh,
I shall give you I shall send you the link for that.
sounds
In it,
great.
I've got, I don't know if you've heard of the Wheel of Life, but I have my own wheel. So you can assess where you are in terms of your worthiness,
Ah.
and then work. There, I've got some little exercises in there, and a little kind of meditation guide in the workbook. So yeah, that would be good.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. And so now, so they get their results right away too as they're walking through
Yes,
it.
I mean, they just assess themselves.
Okay,
They
okay.
assess themselves. I
Yeah.
haven't figured out how to do it. I do have something, but I haven't figured out how to do it to get for the system to send them
Okay,
results.
no.
It's all about IT. I'm trying to figure out the IT, because I think that's a good one. I love it. I love the questions on there. I haven't figured out how, when they put their name in and they do their stuff
Yeah.
and then it sends them results. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I'm still working on that.
Well, that does sound like a challenging computer problem. Like, oh, let's
I'm
make
not.
this a little
I'm not.
easier.
I'm not an IT. I'm not an IT expert, but I have learned a lot doing my own thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you have to, right?
Mm.
So I would imagine then, as people are going through this assessment, they'll want to talk to you about it, and they'll want
Yeah.
and so I know you said you're available for a discovery call afterwards, so you'll want to give me that link too, so that I can put
Yeah, I'll
that
give you the link, and
in.
the link is also at the last page of the guide. The link
Oh,
is in
great.
there. So if anybody who wants to talk, can just always
Excellent.
book it, because there's the calendar link in there, and they can book it sometime.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect, perfect. Oh, that just sounds great and so helpful because whew, yeah, we have a lot of old programming, and I think as women we probably carry, well, it's a different type of programming than men.
It's different. Yeah, the men carry but yeah, it's a different kind of programming. And I find it's a global thing. And I don't know if it's, I've tried to question, why is it that globally in different cultures as women, we have that need to always overdo for everybody else but apart from ourselves.
I know I know it. We can't seem to get away from that.
And I think it's the motherhood. And when I say motherhood, I don't mean childbearing. Because that
Right.
childbearing is part of motherhood, but it's not. I think as women we're just
Mm.
mothers,
Yeah.
because we're caring for the earth.
Yeah.
We are caring for cats. We're caring for dogs. We're caring for plants. You're caring for other people's children. So you're auntie to
Mm.
everybody else. So I don't know if it's that. I just can't put my finger on it. But it's a common thing with women.
It is. It totally is. Totally is. So, and that might be unique more to women than men, I think.
Yes, yes, yes. Men, they have their own. They get stressed out about if they can't provide.
Right.
If I mean, again, we're generalizing. Obviously, the odd people are, but they get really stressed out, even though they might not need to. So they might have a partner, a wife that's
Mhm.
earning more, but they kind of think, oh, well, I'm not. I should be doing this. I should be. I should be protected. I should. So they put a lot of stress on themselves too.
It's true. It is true. And these are like our defined age-old roles, right?
Yes.
The provider
Well,
and the
well,
mother.
it's natural because when you go to primitive societies, it's happening. So
Yes,
where is it coming from? But maybe it's again like the collective. I don't know. So it affects us, even though we might be in different parts of the world,
absolutely. It's
because we are all
fascinating.
connected. Yeah.
Right, right. We're all humans. Or, whatever word you want to use there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, that's fabulous. Anything else you'd like your listeners to know? I know you mentioned your book, and you said you might have another book coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, so as soon as the winter starts hitting or showing signs of hitting, I'm going to start and to maybe release early next year. I am now trying to get to work within corporation. So the book, my first book was The Worthy Woman, about the worthy woman. But on speaking, I'm finding out that it's not just women that are being burnt out, men are also being burnt out. So I'm wanting to shift towards the human
Yeah.
as opposed to women.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Because I think it's a generic problem. I think again, I think it's because a lot of it is because we are disconnected from self.
Right.
So yeah, I'll probably be looking more at that angle, but trying to still connect it to my previous one. I haven't thought about it yet. I will start thinking about it in August.
Well, no, I can see how that works. So it's a broadening of the perspective and it's more inclusive.
Yes, because I think without one, we need to work together,
Yeah, yeah.
basically. And I think we need to understand each other
Hmm.
and understand that even though we're equal,
Hmm.
we are different. And then each individual, again, is different.
Yes.
Because, again, in terms of the spectrum, in terms of like, okay, you get some girls that are really girly girls, like all this Cinderella and all that stuff.
I know, right? Pink and
And then
everything.
you get some girls who like to kick the ball and climb the trees. So, so you go and also in different times of our lives too, we change. Some
Yeah.
people are really girly girls, and then another girl that's more boyish, and
Yep.
some people are like tomboys when they're children. And when they grow up, they become more. They like the model dresses. They don't really like the trousers anymore. So it's like we change too as we go on. So it's like being able to understand those things and understanding where our, because if you understand who you are, then you can probably understand who you're going to mate with,
Yeah.
who's going to be your partner. If you don't understand who you are, you get somebody who's exactly like you, and you probably you can't because they're like you. But you need the polarity. This is sort of polarity because you're supposed to grow each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's also great. So it's like, but if you understand yourself first, then you can recognize maybe that. But if you don't understand yourself, like I didn't, you just go into the pond and you fish and you just grab anything and then clash.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all about understanding you and loving you, and
So,
then you're capable to love, really love others. Yeah.
yeah. So perfect. Oh, I love this. Thank you so much for
Thank
what you're
you.
doing to change the world and make it a better place.
I don't know
This
how
is
much.
just awesome. I've so enjoyed talking with you, and I know the audience is probably just like, yes! Like she's speaking our language. Oh, thank you so very
Thank
much,
you.
Ebi.
Yeah,
All
thank you.
right. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you, listeners, whether you're listening live or listening to the recording. And just stay tuned because when Ebi gets her book out, we're going to have her back.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.